Good evening, everyone, and welcome to tonight's edition of Facebook Live at Night. My name is Felton Parker. Today is Wednesday, August 27th, 2025. As always, each day is a wonderful day to be blessed by our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. And I sincerely hope you folks had a truly blessed and wonderful Wednesday. What I have for you guys in tonight's video is the list of all the National Day holidays from my National Day calendar segment. That includes my featured National Day holiday. Also tonight, right after my National Day calendar segment, I will have my famous birthday segment for you all, where it features our famous people who were born on this day. And also tonight in my weather segment, I will let you all know exactly what we are expecting for tomorrow, which is Thursday, for your Friday, the upcoming Labor Day holiday weekend, as well as your Labor Day holiday, which is next Monday, September 1st. And Labor Day is in exactly 5 days from today. Yes, I'm going to rephrase it. Yes, I will have your weather, what to expect for the upcoming Labor Day weekend, as well as your Labor Day holiday, and also into the first half of next week, through the middle of next week. So, without further ado, let's get things started here on this Wednesday night as we conclude yet another day. And by the way, this is my Wednesday night edition of Facebook Live at Night, presented by yours truly, Felton Parker. Excuse me. And let's start. And of course, I'm going to start tonight's Facebook Live at Night with my National Day calendar segment here. First of all, here are your list of your National Day holidays from today. Today was National Peach Day, National Pots to Cream Day, and also today was National Just Because Day. But here's my main National Day holiday topic. Today was National Just Because Day. On this day, National Just Because Day offers up an opportunity to do stuff just because. So feel free to celebrate this day any way you choose, just because, without a specific reason. Hashtag Just Because Day. Every day we do all things that are expected or required of us. Sometimes we even do things because we have to do them. We don't know why. Well, on this occasion, that does not apply. This day is a chance to do something without rhyme or reason. It could be that there is an outfit at the mall. It could be that there's an outfit at the mall that you're admiring. Buy it. So I'll rephrase that. It could be that there's an outfit at the mall that you are admiring. Buy it. Just because. Maybe you want to use a vacation day just to go fishing. Do it. Just because. Perhaps you would like to pay the tab for the table next to you at your favorite restaurant. Do it. Just because. Possibly you want to sing really loud while you're in your car by yourself with your windows rolled down. Do it just because. Surprise someone with flowers just because. Make something up just because. Or maybe just maybe do something just because mom said so. Or maybe maybe today had been a day you could just take yourself on a day trip to Dallas just to go shopping and eating. Or maybe you told your boss that it was just because that you decided to take a day trip out to Dallas to do some shopping and some dining, and then come back home late tonight just because. Here's how to observe. Do something just because. Sometimes we need to say things just because. Use hashtag just because day to post on social media. Now here's the history behind National Just Because Day. In the late 1950s, Joseph J. Goodwin of Los Gatos, California, created Just Because Day. It began as a family holiday and grew into an annual celebration across the United States without a legitimate reason. Or maybe I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about peaches tonight on behalf of National Peach Day, just because. Or you could have chosen whatever you wanted to eat tonight. Here's the thing. Another reason for your dinner tonight. Did you plan to have yourself a? Did you plan to have dessert first and eat those steak and potatoes later next? I mean, just because you could do that. Or maybe you just prefer to have breakfast for dinner. Have pancakes and scrambled egg, pancakes and bacon and scrambled eggs for dinner tonight. I mean, do it just because. Or maybe you may have had a porterhouse steak with mashed potatoes and gravy for breakfast this morning. If that's the way you felt, then I would suggest that you've done it just because. Have an opposite meal of the day. Have dinner for breakfast and breakfast for dinner. Just because some people do it that way. Now I'm going to talk to you guys tonight about National Peach Day. I just feel like doing it. Today is on the National Day calendar. Today has also happened to be National Peach Day to celebrate one of summertime's most scrumptious fruits known as peach. August is prime peach season in the U.S. and we want everyone to enjoy a few peaches. Plus, remember the hard-working peach growers who provide us with this delicious fruit. Summertime brings us plenty of opportunity to enjoy fresh fruits, especially a flavorful, juicy peach. Local farmers markets and orchards are busy picking peaches to deliver anxious peach lovers. Whether you enjoy peach by itself or use your peaches for canning and baking, National Peach Day is here to encourage you to celebrate this wonderful food holiday. Excuse me. Here's a brief history of peaches in the U.S. The history of the peach begins in China and the history of the peach begins in China and Central Asia, dating back 4,000 years. However, peaches were not just a delicious food; they were also an expensive and highly traded commodity along the brief history of peaches in the U.S. The history of the peach begins in China, and the history of the peach begins in China and Central Asia, dating back 4,000 years. However, peaches were not just a delicious food; they were also an expensive and highly traded commodity along the ancient Silk Road in Asia. The Silk Road is one of the most important trade routes in history that allowed for goods to be transported between East and West Asia. Transporting peaches on the Silk Road led to introducing the fruit to other parts of the country and eventually the world. Peaches made their way to the U.S. sometime during the 17th century. Settlers from Europe and Spain began cultivating peaches upon arrival. However, it's uncertain who receives credit for introducing them first. Spanish explorers and missionaries were known to bring peach pits to Florida and Southwest and planting them. English settlers began cultivating peaches in Virginia around the same time. It's possible both Spanish and English settlers received equal credit because of the location they landed and began growing peaches. Production of peaches happens along the southeastern and southern parts of the country. Peach farmers work to provide peach varieties that grow well in different parts of the U.S. Peach farming requires dedication, knowledge, and in-depth management to maintain healthy peach orchards. However, peach farmers are passionate about their work to provide delicious peaches to consumers. They work endless hours growing, managing, and harvesting peaches to transport to markets, grocery stores, and other destinations. Thanks to these hard-working people, we are able to use peaches in dishes, desserts, sauces, and preserve this daily. Here are the 6 favorite peach varieties of peach. Alberta peaches are one of the most popular peaches available. They are juicy and have a sweet yet tart flavor. Some people say Alberta peaches are the best peaches for canning. White peaches are pale with creamy skin, sweet flesh. They have a strong floral aroma and they are often enjoyed in desserts and salads. Yellow peaches come in shades of orange and yellow and have a classic peach flavor. You can frequently find these peaches in grocery stores. Clingstone peaches come in different sizes and colors. These peaches are a more common peach for making preservatives. Freestone peaches are a popular peach for fresh eating because of their juicy flavor. Georgia Belle peaches are an early season peach. Georgia Belle peaches are an early season peach with a yellowish red skin and sweet flavor. This peach is normally the first summer peach. Peaches offer several health benefits. They are low in calories and they are a good source of vitamins, including vitamins A and C. They contain beta-carotene and flavonoids, which are beneficial for fighting heart disease and anti-inflammatory disease. Peaches also promote healthy skin and boost the immune system too. In fact, peaches contain high amounts of antioxidants to help protect cells from damage caused by free radicals. Best of all, eating peaches is twice as good knowing you are promoting good overall health every time you take a bite. Visit a peach orchard or a local farmer's market. Picking your own peaches allows you to choose the rippest and most fragrant peaches. Try a few recipes using peaches. One recommendation is trying peach cobbler. It's quick and easy and it tastes delicious. Find a peach festival and celebrate with other peach lovers. Host a peach party. Include a peach theme with as much peach-inspired food as possible. Share your recipes, photos, and peach growing tips on social media and tag hashtag National Peach Day to celebrate this food day. So this new National Day was created by National Day calendar to celebrate one of summertime's most scrumptious fruits known as the peach. So of course, who could possibly go in the summer without? Who could possibly go into the end of summer without having a peach? Even though I am not in the state of Georgia where peaches are. And of course, the state of Georgia is home. Georgia is the exclusive. Georgia in the U.S. is the exclusive home for peaches. Known as that's one of its nicknames of the state of Georgia. They call it the peach state. The entire state of Georgia is known for their peaches. So, I'm not in Georgia, but just because I'm not in Georgia, but I sure wouldn't mind settling for a peach. So, again, I just managed to talk to you guys tonight about peaches just because I decided to do that on behalf of National Just Because Day. Now here's my famous birthdays for you guys here on this Wednesday, August 27th. Today, TV actress Ariana Greenblatt has celebrated her 18th birthday. So today, TV actress Ariana Greenblatt turns 18. Rapper Rod Wave turns 27. TV actor Aaron Paul turns 46. Movie actress Alexa Pina Vega turns 37. Pop singer Alexandra Stewart turns 26. Pop singer Kim Petras turns 33. Rock singer Jimmy Pop turns 53. R&B singer Mario Berry turns 39. TV actor Blake Jenner turns 33. TV actress Chandra Wilson turns 56. TV actor Peter Stormare turns 72. TV actress Sarah Chalk turns 49. TV actress Tiffany Boone turns 38. Rapper Jack Boy turns 28. Movie actor Peter Mensah turns 66. TV actress Demetria McKinney turns 46. Fashion designer Tom Ford turns 64. Basketball player Breanna Stewart turns 31. TV actor Patrick J. Adams turns 44. Rapper Mace turns 50. TV actor Mike Smith turns 53. TV actor Reese Shearsmith turns 56. TV actor Usman Ali turns 43. And TV actor Jack Kessie turns 39. And those are in remembrance today, on this day. TV actor Paul Reubens TV actor Paul Reubens would have celebrated his 73rd birthday. And also former U.S. President Lyndon B. Johnson would have celebrated his 117th birthday. So those are our following famous people who have celebrated their birthdays earlier today on this day, Wednesday, August 27th. And of course, before I get into my weather segment for you guys here on this Wednesday night, I would like to share something very special for you guys. I'm gonna call this a Facebook Live at Night, a Facebook Live at Night special. A Facebook Live at Night special, a Facebook Live at Night special report. I'm going to give you guys some brief information in regards to this before I proceed on with the weather. Trying to see if I can. For those of you, sorry. Okay, I found the article. It's under the Annunciation Catholic Church shooting. Here's my Facebook Live at Night special report. A special story. On the morning of Wednesday, August 27, 2025, a mass shooting occurred at the church. On the morning of Wednesday, August 27, 2025, a mass shooting occurred at the Church of the Annunciation in the Windham neighborhood of Minneapolis, Minnesota. The attack took place during a scheduled school-wide mass attended by students in the faculty of the Annunciation Catholic School. 3 people were killed, 2 children and the perpetrator. 17 others were injured, including 14 children. Annunciation Catholic Church is an affiliated Annunciation Catholic Church and its affiliated parochial school have been in southwest Minnesota for more than a century. The parish community held its first mass in 1922. And on September 10, 1923, 4 Dominican sisters opened Annunciation School to 72 students in the new Red Brick Church School building. Enrollment in the most recent school year prior to the shooting was about 340 students. Annunciation Catholic School enrolls students from pre-kindergarten to 8th grade. Academically and religiously, Annunciation offers daily religion classes and emphasizes service project. Academically and religiously, Annunciation offers daily religion classes and emphasizes service projects at each grade level. The school is authorized as an international baccalaureate or IB Word School for the primary years program, receiving authorization in 2018. Annunciation also maintains a sister school relationship in Lagone, Haiti, where Annunciation Lagone opened in 1998 in partnership with Mission Haiti Incorporated. The shooting took place during the first week of classes for the Annunciation School during an all-school mass that was scheduled at 8:15 a.m. Central Daylight Time. At approximately 8:30 a.m., 15 minutes later, a person dressed in black clothing and armed with a rifle began firing at the building from the outside. Witnesses reported that they shot between 50 and 100 rounds at worshippers through the stained glass windows using a semi-automatic rifle, a shotgun, and a pistol before taking their own life with a self-inflicted gunshot wound in the parking lot 2 minutes later. Police Chief Brian O'Hara indicated that the shooting appeared to be mostly outside the church, with some doors barred from the outside. The Federal Bureau of Investigation and the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives responded to the scene. Despite initial reports of explosives, none were found, although the perpetrator had a sort of firework that resembled a smoke grenade. An all-clear alert was sent from the city's formerly Twitter account at 9:29 a.m., just over an hour after the incident occurred. 2 children aged 8 and 10 were killed and 17 people were injured, 14 children and 3 parishioners in their 80s. In a second press conference about the shooting, 19 victims in total were confirmed. 7 of those children were in critical condition. 4 of the 10 patients received by the Hennepin County Medical Center. 8 children and 2 adults required surgery, confirmed by Minneapolis Police Chief Brian O'Hara. In emergency dispatch audio, medics reportedly said they transported one 10-year-old boy with a gunshot wound to the head. They also said, quote, "We have 2 patients with gunshot wounds to their head. We have a critical victim in the rear of the church," end quote. Excuse me. Kash Patel, director of the Federal Bureau of Investigation, announced the Bureau will be investigating the incident as an act of domestic terrorism and an anti-Catholic hate crime. The lone perpetrator was identified by law enforcement. as 23-year-old Robin M. Westman, a transgender woman who had no previous criminal history. Westman legally purchased the weapons recently. Westman grew up in Richfield and reportedly attended the Annunciation School before graduating in 2017. Westman's mother worked at the school from 2016 to 2021. Westman's father's house, located less than a mile from the church, was cordoned off with crime scene tape and police were stationed outside. Westman posted 2 YouTube videos, one 10 minutes and the other 20 minutes long, showing writings that reference manifesto. Westman posted two YouTube videos, one 10 minutes and the other 20 minutes long, showing writings that reference suicide, depression, extremely violent thoughts and ideas, as well as a message addressing to family and friends, and a drawing of the layout of the church. A video also showed a number of guns, bullets, and magazines. Messages were written on the guns, including anti-Semitic, anti-Christian, and racist phrases, as well as the words, as well as, you know, as well as the words of doing something harmful to our current U.S. President Donald Trump, and 6 million was not enough, along with the names of mass shooters such as Adam Lanza, Brenton Tarrant, and Anders Behring Breivik. The channel was taken down shortly after the uploads. In one of the videos, she claimed to have met the pro-gun YouTuber Brendan Herrera and showed a magazine that listed the names of 6 mass shooters, including Adam Lanza and Robert Bowers. Herrera publicly condemned the shooting in a Twitter post. Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Frey said the city would set up a family resource center for those affected. He said that, quote, this kind of act of evil should never happen, and it happens far too often, end quote, and that the community must wrap around the families affected, and that he was so deeply sorry for residents' loss. Frey rejected any thoughts and prayers as the victims had been literally praying. He also said that anybody who was using this, he also stated that, quote, anybody who was using this as an opportunity to villainize our trans community has lost their sense of common humanity, end quote. Minnesota Governor Tim Walz offered his condolences to those that had been affected by the shooting. Minnesota Governor Tim Walz offered his condolences to those that had been affected by the shooting. Senator Amy Klobuchar of Minnesota stated that she was heartbroken and that her prayers were with all those impacted. President Donald Trump wrote on Truth Social that he had been briefed about the shooting and was praying for everyone involved. He also ordered all flags to be flown at half staff. Bishop Kevin Kinney, an auxiliary bishop of the Archdiocese of St. Paul in Minneapolis and alums of Annunciation School, comforted families of the victims at Hennepin County Medical Center. Pope Leo XIV sent the telegram through the Cardinal Secretary of State Pietro Parolin to Archbishop Bernard Hebda of Minneapolis and St. Paul, expressing his condolences and assuring spiritual closeness with those affected by the shooting. Hebda led a decade of the rosary on the video call with priests. A prayer vigil was attended by more than 600 people. Was held at the Academy of Holy Angels at 7 p.m. led by Hebda and attended by Walz and Klobuchar. The Toronto Blue Jays held a moment of silence before. The Toronto Blue Jays held a moment of silence before their game against the Minnesota Twins. And that's the information on Archer. And of course, I am inviting you guys, please pray for our victims that have been affected by the mass shooting that took place by the event that took place at the Annunciation Catholic Church shooting by the Annunciation Catholic Church in Minneapolis, Minnesota earlier today. Okay, here's what we know. The incident had taken place around 8:30 a.m. Central Daylight Time. This is a mass shooting, murder-suicide, school shooting, domestic terrorism. So there have been at least three deaths, including the perpetrator. 17 have been injured, and the name of the perpetrator was Robin M. Westman. So pray for all the victims that have been involved by this terrifying incident that took place in Minneapolis, Minnesota earlier today. And now let's start focusing on your wedding. Of course, I'm still going to talk to you guys about some major changes that's on the way that could be impacting our weather. Especially, and we're waiting at that much anticipated cold front that's going to bring us cooler temperatures as we go into the end of this weekend. And also, we're expecting lots of rain to come from it. The threat for showers and thunderstorms, some of which may contain heavy rainfall, will be possible Thursday afternoon and night near another weak cool front as it enters northeast Texas, southeast Oklahoma, and southwest Arkansas. The rains in the front will also result in cooler temperatures to end the weekend to the Labor Day weekend. Heavy rainfall possible Thursday, at least a 15% chance. Showers and thunderstorms containing heavy rainfall will increase Thursday afternoon and night along and behind a weak cool front. Rainfall amounts of 1 to 3 inches or higher are possible across southeast Oklahoma, southwest Arkansas, and portions of northeast Texas and north Louisiana. Here's what you should do. Do not drive on flooded roads. Monitor the latest forecast as the threat. Do not drive over flooded roads. Monitor the latest forecast as the threat area and forecast amounts may change. So as of right now, in most portions of Cattle Parish, including here in the city of Shreveport, and also portions of east and northeast Texas, and also extending southeastward, is under a marginal risk for hitting marginal risk. And it points to the north is where the slight risk is being concentrated. And of course, the heavier rainfall, as of right now, is likely concentrated in southeast Oklahoma, northeast Texas, south and southwest Arkansas, and portions of northern Louisiana, and also the extreme tip of northern Caddo Parish. But here in the Shreveport area, we're under a marginal risk. We do have a threat of severe weather on the way for tomorrow into Thursday, so I need you guys to please charge your devices. Have your devices charged. A marginal risk for severe thunderstorms exists Thursday afternoon and evening for areas along the north of I-20 across northeast Texas, southeast Oklahoma, southwest Arkansas, and north Louisiana. Locally, gusty winds and hail are the main threats from any strong thunderstorms that develop. So here's the threat for severe weather as tomorrow as we go into your Thursday. This is level 1 out of 5 for northeast Texas, southeast Oklahoma, southwest Arkansas, and 4 northern Louisiana, including right here in Shreveport, Bossier. This is Shreveport and Bossier City right here. We are at least a marginal risk for severe weather. And of course, south of us south of us, and what's shaded in lighter green should not be a big concern. But this is when severe weather is likely going to happen. This will mainly take place tomorrow during the afternoon and evening hours. Highest risk for severe storms along the north of I-20. The potential hazards are tornadoes, strong winds, hail, and thunderstorms. So damaging wind gusts of 60 miles per hour or greater. Damaging wind gusts of at least 60 miles per hour or greater. Large hail of quarter size or larger. So please remember to charge your devices and your including your smartphones, laptop PCs, and your tablets. Should you become affected by this? All this is going to be associated with a cold front that's going to come through, with a cool front that's going to come through to wrap up this week. Beneficial rains later this week. High confidence exists that much of the region will see at least 1 inch of rain from Thursday morning. High confidence exists that much of the region will see at least 1 inch of rain Thursday morning through late Friday night. So some area high school football. So we have a number of high school football games that will be happening both tomorrow and Friday. Beneficial rainfall expected Thursday and Friday. Probability of total rainfall exceeding 1 inch, including right here in Shreveport. So for us, we could be seeing at least 1 to 1.5 inches. So summary. Showers and thunderstorms will increase across the 4-state region Thursday afternoon and persist through much of Friday. High confidence exists that southeast Oklahoma, southwest Arkansas, north Louisiana, and portions of extreme eastern Texas will see rainfall amounts exceeding 1 inch through Friday night. So need you guys to please be prepared. So we could see lots of rain impacted by the system that's going to come through. This is likely going to take place from tomorrow night, which is Thursday, and into and throughout much of the day on Friday. So of course today we've seen below normal temperatures continue with isolated showers. Below normal temperatures again, of course, have been expected throughout today, along with limited rain chances. So we've seen temperatures expected to reach the low to mid 90s area wide, and also rain chances not looking very great. Now here are your averages and records for this day, Wednesday, August 27th. 94 is the normal high temperature, 72 is the normal low, 106 degrees is the record high set on this day back in 2023. That was just a couple years ago. 60 is the record low set on this day back in 1891. And here on this Wednesday night, we are not under any advisories, watches, or warnings. And of course, much of the region in 4-state region is mainly dry, with the exception of portions of south and southeast Arkansas. This is most likely including. I believe this is El Dorado, Arkansas, or is it not? So I say, in my opinion, this is a portion of South Central Arkansas. That's the only what you're gonna find here if you look on the Shreveport radar. If you look on the regional radar, we're seeing a decent line of showers impacting portions of southeast Kansas and north and northeast Oklahoma, and portions of south and southwest Missouri, and also north and northwest Arkansas. Extending south from that line, I'm showing you portions of south and southeast Arkansas. Very small portion of northwest Mississippi. Elsewhere, we're all quiet here on this Wednesday night, including right here across Shreveport Bossier. So we're all basically quiet. But the heaviest of the rains you're going to find in portions of south and southwest Missouri, and also north and northwest Arkansas. And of course this is associated by the state. This is this frontal boundary, and of course we're going to be watching a major low pressure system that's going to bring us lots of rain as we go, especially late tomorrow into the day on Friday. So please get yourselves prepared for lots of rain to be coming our way, especially as we wrap up the week. And of course, the system now, because I'll tell you guys again exactly how much rain could be on the way, and also what your Labor Day weekend is looking like. Now, we've seen a mix of, we actually started the day off with lots of clouds around today. We've seen a mix of clouds and sunshine throughout this day. We've seen basically held on to clouds throughout much of the day. So throughout the day, we held on to clouds with some sunshine peeking out at times throughout much of the day. But we've held on to clouds. We've held on to mainly cloud cover throughout much of the day with some sunshine peeking out. So it's been, skies were like mostly cloudy to completely overcast. So despite the cloudiness, we've seen, of course, I'd say in my opinion, we've seen more clouds around today than we have yesterday. And we saw some sunshine peeking out at times throughout the day. So it's been a mainly cloudy and seasonally mild day with and of course, and once again, humidity levels were not down unbearable. So humidity levels stayed relatively moderately low, which made it feel rather nice and rather comfortable. Made it feel another nice and rather comfortable day for us, especially without so much humidity. With dew point humidity levels stayed fairly low and moderate. It wasn't an overly humid day. The actual high temperature in Shreveport earlier today was 93 degrees. That's about a degree below our normal high of 94. Second day in a row, we've seen temperatures at or below normal. So, and of course, here is the actual high summary from the high and low temperatures from earlier today. Our actual high temperature today in Shreveport was 93 degrees. That's 1 degree below the normal high of 94. So it turned out to be a rather seasonal day for us. Okay, again, today's high temperature in Shreveport was 93. That's 1 degree below the normal high of 94. This morning, low temperature today was 73 degrees. That's actually a degree above our normal low temperature. So, all in all, we were basically right at average, right at normal. So, and so far today, we have not received any rain. So it's been a mainly dry and seasonally warm day for us. Second day in a row with the high temperature in the low 90s. That means we are actually leading in the right direction with the high temperatures staying at a close to normal. So second day in a row we're seeing the high temperature at least a degree below our normal high. It looks like that. So if you're preferring cooler than normal, cooler than average days, then wait till you see what I have in the forecast. Looks like we're gonna have at least several more days with high temperatures below normal. So second day in a row we've been below our normal high temperature. Our high yesterday was 92. Today we made it to 93. We may have gotten a degree warmer, but still we stayed below the normal high of 94. So of course, it's nice for a change. That's nice for a change. And so far today, we have not received any rain. And that could be changing within the next couple of days. So it looks like at least till sometime during the weekend today, like it was our last completely dry day. So again, today we have not received any rain. Again, the high today was 93, low was 73, and we have not received any rain. And it looks like some changes could be on the way starting tomorrow with the possible severe weather events set up. Temperature outside here on this Wednesday night is 79 degrees with mostly clear skies. Humidity is 65%, dew point is 66 degrees. We have a southeast wind at 3 miles per hour with a feels like temperature of 81 degrees. Barometric pressure is at 30.11 inches of mercury and visibility is at 10 miles. So with the return of southerly winds, that means that humidity and dew point levels will be increasing, which will make it feel a little more unbearable outside. So all in all, with the lower humidity, slightly lower humidity, moderate to lower humidity has not not felt all that unbearable outside at all. But get ready to be feeling a lot more unbearable, especially with the high humidity. That's going to lead up to our next best chance of rain. Areas of heavy to excessive rainfall, which may bring flooding. An area of thunderstorms and heavy rains may produce flash flooding in the central and southern plains, specifically southeast Kansas into the morning. Monsoon moisture will continue to produce areas of heavy rainfall and the potential for flooding and debris flows across the northern Intermountain West. Heavy rain continues across portions of southwest and south central Alaska. Looks like that heavy rainfall could be impacting us within the next day or two. So let's see what is happening with the latest that's happening in the tropics. And of course, we're only a couple of days away from the actual. So I remember. So we are now approaching the 20th anniversary of Hurricane Katrina. The actual date is this Friday, August 29th. Will officially be the 20th anniversary. So in the tropics, we still have Tropical Storm Fernand. On August 7th, so here's the very latest of Tropical Storm Fernand. On August 17th, an area of low pressure formed from a tropical wave located near Cabo Verde. The shower and thunderstorm activity within the low began to show some signs of organization on August 22nd, as the disturbance tracked near the northern Leeward Islands. The disturbance was moving northwestward in very warm 82 to 84 degree waters towards a steering flow weakness created earlier by Hurricane Erin. Then on the afternoon of August 23rd, the disturbance organized into Tropical Storm Fernand. Fernand tracked northeastward. The following day began to strengthen. On the morning of August 25th, Fernand's sustained winds reached 60 miles per hour and about 425 miles east-northeast of Bermuda. Later that day, the storm's structure deteriorated and winds decreased due to northerly wind shear. It also moved over a cooler Gulf Stream eddy early on August 26th, resulting in a loss of all deep convection near its center, though it reignited that afternoon, resulting in some slight re-strengthening. Fernand maintained maximum surface winds of around 50 miles per hour over the southern part of the circulation into August 27th. Of course, that would be today. Though by the ending of today, the system was producing only minimal shower activity and little convection. So here is where Fernand is being tracked so far as of right now. Excuse me. So here is where Fernand is being tracked as of right now. So here's the very latest with Tropical Storm Fernand. Fernand is currently, so we're just over a couple weeks. We're just about a couple weeks away from when the hurricane season reaches its peak. Here's the very latest with Fernand. The storm center is 600 miles from Cape Grace. The storm center, Fernand. Here's the very latest with Tropical Storm Fernand. Fernand, the storm center of Fernand is 600 miles from Cape Grace, Newfoundland. Maximum sustained winds are 52 miles per hour with wind gusts up to 63 miles per hour. The system is moving from the east-northeast at 18 miles per hour. Barometric pressure is at 29.71 inches of mercury. So that is the very latest that is happening with Fernand. Totally a different story from what it was like 20 years ago with Hurricane Katrina. When Hurricane Katrina had then become a... Now I'm gonna take you back. Take you back exactly. I meant to say that all this week, since we are now approaching the 20th anniversary, the 20th anniversary of Hurricane Katrina, which is actually this Friday. I'm gonna need to say that all this week I'm declaring the 20th week of the 20th anniversary of the week of Hurricane Katrina. 20 years ago today, see if I can find a timeline of events of what had happened with Katrina. Now I'm gonna bring you guys the full nine of the 20th anniversary of Katrina in my Friday night's edition of Facebook Live at Night. Here is timeline of Hurricane Katrina. It actually formed on Tuesday, August 23rd, 2005. That would be 20 years ago last Saturday. Tropical Depression 12 strengthened into Tropical Storm Katrina on Wednesday, August 24th, 2005. That will be 20 years ago this past Sunday. We learned that Katrina strengthened into a hurricane 20 years ago this past Monday. And also 20 years ago yesterday, which would be Friday, August 26th, 2005. When maximum sustained winds, and of course, here's the event. So 20 years ago today, Katrina was in the Gulf of Mexico. Here's what we learned. Something that I meant to share with you guys in my Monday and Tuesday night Facebook Live. Here's since we are at the 20th anniversary of Hurricane Katrina, here's what had happened exactly 20 years ago today, which would be Saturday, August 27th, 2005. By 5 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, that will be 4 a.m. Central Daylight Time, Hurricane Katrina reached Category 3 intensity. Around 10 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, or 9 a.m. our time, 9 a.m. Central, officials in St. Charles Parish, St. Tammany Parish, and Plaquemines Parish in Louisiana ordered a mandatory evacuation of all their residents. Jefferson Parish and St. Bernard Parish ordered voluntary evacuations, recommending that all residents evacuate, particularly those living in lower areas. Jefferson Parish officials did declare a mandatory evacuation for the coastal areas of Grand Isle, Crown Point, Lafitte, and Barataria. Tolls were suspended on the Lake Pontchartrain Causeway, as well as the Crescent City connection, to speed up the evacuation process. At 11 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, that would be 10 a.m. Central, the National Hurricane Center issued the hurricane watch from Morgan City, Louisiana, to the Louisiana-Mississippi border, including New Orleans. At 5 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, or 4 p.m. Central Daylight Time, New Orleans Mayor Ray Nagin announced a state of emergency in a call for a voluntary evacuation. He added he would stick with the state's evacuation plan and not order a mandatory evacuation until 30 hours before the expected landfall. This would allow those residents in low-lying surrounding parishes to leave first to avoid gridlock escape routes. However, he did recommend that residents of low-lying areas of the city, such as Algiers and the 9th Ward, get a head start. Nagin said the city would open the Superdome as a shelter of last resort for evacuees with special needs. He advised anyone planning to stay there to bring their own food, drinks, and other comforts such as folding chairs. Quote, no weapons, no large items, and bring small quantities of food for 3 or 4 days to be safe, end quote, he said. The Louisiana National Guard had delivered 3 truckloads of water and 7 truckloads of MREs to the Superdome, enough to supply 15,000 people for 3 days. The hurricane watch was expanded to Intracoastal City, Louisiana, to the east and the Alabama-Florida border to the west. At 11 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time or 10 p.m. Central Daylight Time, the National Hurricane at 11 p.m. Eastern, 10 p.m. Central Daylight Time, the hurricane watch was upgraded to a hurricane warning from Morgan City, Louisiana to the Alabama-Florida border. In the forecast discussion, the National Hurricane Center stated that Katrina was expected to be an intense and dangerous hurricane, end quote. Governor Blanco sent a letter to President George W. Bush asking him to declare a major disaster for the state of Louisiana in order to release federal financial assistance. In response to Governor Blanco's request, President Bush declared. In response to Governor Blanco's request, President Bush declared a federal state of emergency in Louisiana under the authority of the Stafford Act, which provided a means of assistance by the federal government to state and local governments in carrying out their responsibilities to alleviate the suffering and damage which result from such disasters. End quote. The emergency declaration provided for federal assistance and funding, as well as assigned by law the responsibility for coordinating relief efforts with those government bodies and relief agencies which agreed to operate under his advice or direction to the FEMA Federal Coordinating Officer, or FCO. It also provided for military assets and personnel to be deployed in relief and support operations. Although the Posse Comitatus Act imposed strict limitations on the use of active duty soldiers in law enforcement. 1701 Army National Guard and 932 Air National Guard are deployed. That's 2,633 total. That night, National Hurricane Center Director Max Mayfield briefed President Bush, Governor Blanco, Governor Haley Barbour of Mississippi, and Mayor Ray Nagin on the status of Hurricane Katrina. Those are the events of Hurricane Katrina that took place exactly 20 years ago today, which would be Saturday, August 27, 2005. Join me tomorrow night in my Hurricane Central segment as I bring you the events of that unfolded leading up to her events that unfolded that took place in the raft of Hurricane Katrina. I forgot to give you guys updates from Monday night and Tuesday night in my Facebook Live videos, both those nights with Facebook Live at nights videos from both those nights. But I went on and brought it to you guys since I began tonight's Facebook Live a bit sooner. So I apologize, but sometimes I just have so much that they just have so much to share. So and now with other than Fernand being active in the tropics are relatively quiet leading to the end of August. But do not let your guard down. And also today's date, although I'm not going to give much information about this, 5 years ago today, on today's date, exactly 5 years ago, which would be Thursday, August 27, 2020, is when Hurricane Laura, as a Category 4 hurricane, made landfall across portions of southwest Louisiana, including the Lake Charles area. So today would be the 5th anniversary of Hurricane Laura that affected southwest Louisiana on this day back in 2020. That would be Thursday, August 27th of 2020. Exactly 5 years to this day. So today we're celebrating the 20th anniversary of Hurricane Katrina and also the 5th anniversary of Hurricane Laura. So tonight, and of course, fortunately, we're not having to deal with any significant hurricanes impacting here in our neck of the woods. But we'll always be prepared. But you can never know. It just goes to show that we all need to be prepared regardless. So I only have one tropical system that's affecting. It's way out in the waters of the Atlantic, not affecting here in the U.S. only in the U.S. mainland. So tonight, expect skies to become mostly cloudy with a slight chance of a shower, thunderstorm or two, as we bottom at a low temperature 73 degrees. So it's been rather seasonably A seasonally mild evening for us tonight. As we bottom out at 73 degrees, with skies becoming mostly cloudy, with an east-southeast wind at 6 miles per hour, and have a 20% chance of rain. Now tomorrow, going to your Thursday, expect mostly cloudy skies with spotty thunderstorms mostly in the afternoon, with a high temperature of 94 degrees. So tomorrow's high temperature should be just about right at normal for this time of year. That's our normal high temperature, by the way. We have a south-southwest wind at 8 miles per hour. And I'll put your rain chance during the day at a 50%. But rain chances go higher, much higher tomorrow night. So of course, this week is all the high school football jamboree taking place. And here's how we're planning your day tomorrow as we head into your Thursday. So expect temperature, around 3. So expect overnight tonight. Expect temperatures to expect partly mostly cloudy skies and overnight hours tonight. Maybe a slight chance of a shower or two. And of course, around 3 a.m. overnight tonight, around 3 a.m. expect partly cloudy skies with a temperature of 75 degrees. 6 a.m. tomorrow morning with partly cloudy skies, we should be at 73 degrees. And of course, your sunset tomorrow for Thursday, August 28th. Sunset will be at sunset tomorrow. Your sunrise tomorrow morning will be at 6:48 a.m. Expect partly cloudy skies to around 6 a.m. tomorrow morning. 9 a.m. tomorrow with mostly sunny skies, we should be at 80 degrees. Noon tomorrow with partly cloudy skies, we should be at 89 degrees. Around 3 p.m. tomorrow afternoon, expect cloudy skies with a temperature of 94 degrees. Then expect around the thunderstorms to occur around 5 p.m. tomorrow evening. 6 p.m. tomorrow evening with cloudy skies, we should be at 85 degrees. And tomorrow's sunset time will be at 7:44 p.m. 9 p.m. tomorrow night with cloudy skies, we should be at 79 degrees. With another round of storms expected later on tomorrow night. So you probably want to so heading off to work or getting your kids off to school, you probably want to grab those umbrellas. And let's see what the next 7 to 10 days have in store for us. So after low temperature night, 73 degrees, that's just about where we should be for this time of a seasonally mild evening for us overnight tonight. Now tomorrow, going to your Thursday, expect mostly cloudy skies with spotty thunderstorms mostly in the afternoon with the high of 94, low of 75. Winds will be from the south-southwest at 8 miles per hour, chance of rain 70%. Going to your Friday, it will be cloudy and humid. It won't not be as warm, so it will be cloudy and mild. It will be cloudy and cool. It will be cloudy and humid with a few showers and thunderstorms. With showers and thunderstorms likely. With the high of 85, low of 71. Winds will be from the east at 8 miles per hour, chance of rain 70%. Saturday, of course, we still have the chance of a lingering shower. Expect mostly cloudy skies with a couple showers, with a couple spotty showers, mostly in the afternoon. With that lingering low pressure system that's going to linger around going into your Saturday as we officially get into the upcoming into the upcoming holiday weekend. With the high of 87, low of 70, winds will be from the north-northeast at 7 miles per hour, chance of rain 30%. Sunday, expect it will be a pleasant day for us with partly cloudy skies with the high of 88, low of 70. Winds will be from the northeast at 7 miles per hour and no rains expected. And do not forget Monday, which of course is Labor Day. Expect plenty of sunshine, high of 89, low of 69. Winds will be from the north-northeast at 7 miles per hour and no rains expected. Tuesday, again, expect plenty of sunshine with the high of 90, low of 71. Winds will be from the north-northeast at 6 miles per hour and no rains expected. And by Wednesday of next week, a week from today, expect mostly cloudy skies with the high of 94, low of 71. Winds will be from the south-southwest at 6 miles per hour, chance of rain 10%. And it looks like we have another shot. It looks like for next Thursday, which is the 4th, we'll have highs in the mid-90s with the 40% chance of rain. Another round. Expect partly cloudy skies with the couple showers, especially late in the afternoon, early into the evening. Highs in the mid-90s, chance of rain 40%. And by next Friday, we get into a pattern of cooler and another series of cooler and drier weather. By the end of next week, for next Friday, which is the 5th, we expect plenty of sunshine with highs. Expect most of sunny skies with highs in the upper 80s and no rains expected. And next Saturday, which is the 6th, expect plenty of sunshine, highs in the upper 80s and no rains expected. So it looks like we could dry things out by the end of next week. But in the meantime, again, looks like the heaviest of the rain is likely going to impact late tomorrow into your Friday. So umbrellas will be needed or recommended for both tomorrow, which is Thursday, and Friday. Of course, you know we have lots of football games happening here this weekend. So we have several college football games happening tomorrow. Of course, we have the high school football games happening Friday night. So all the high school football games expected Friday night. Rain. Much of the high school football games expected for both tomorrow and Friday may be impacted with rain around. So we're going to be watching that low pressure coming through this with that cold front associated with the cold front. That's going to bring us a likelihood of severe weather, especially Thursday into Friday. So tomorrow, of course, will be the warmest we'll see. So looks like tomorrow we'll have one more day of temperatures warming in the 90s. So we expect high temperatures tomorrow to reach the mid-90s. We expect high temperatures to reach the mid-90s, which is just about where we should be for this time of year. With the high of 94 for tomorrow, and then of course that cold front will cool us off into your Friday as we see a high temperature reaching the mid 80s with a high of 85 expected for Friday. We'll stay in the 80s for Saturday with highs in mid to upper 80s for Saturday with a high of 87 to be exact for Sunday with expect the high of 88. We'll stay in the upper 80s. We'll have highs in the upper 80s for Sunday. Sunday's high of 88. And also Monday, which of course is Labor Day, expect highs once again to reach the upper 80s, which is below normal, with highs in the upper 80s for Monday. And then of course we'll settle back into the 90s with high around 90 for Tuesday. And then we're up to the mid 90s by the middle of next week, by next Wednesday, which is the 3rd, high of 94. So we have one, and then of course, so I'm definitely looking forward to the changes, but we just have to. So it looks like expect another seasonally warm day tomorrow for your Thursday. Then expect milder weather to begin for Friday, and perhaps into the upcoming holiday weekend with highs in the 80s, which will make things great for the unofficial end of summer. Then we'll have highs slowly but gradually returning close to normal by the time we get towards the middle of next week. And of course, by now we know we should be back to summer. Rain chances 70% both tomorrow and Friday. I have a 30% chance for Saturday. Could see a few lingering showers from the leftover system that's going to bring us quite a bit of rain for tomorrow and Friday. Again, I have a 70% chance of rain for both tomorrow and Friday, 30% for Saturday. And of course, we'll dry things out from Sunday, Monday, which is Labor Day. We're not expecting any rain. Also Tuesday, and maybe a 10% chance by Wednesday. We'll have a limited rain chance at the middle of next week. Along with the, and of course, we can see rain chances increasing even more towards the latter part of next week. I'd say I have that set up for next Thursday, which is the 4th. So we expect rainfall totals to be at least anywhere between quarter to nearly half an inch of rain between now and the middle part of next week. The heaviest of rain impacting both tomorrow and Friday. So we could be looking at least another inch. We could be looking at least another inch, and be looking at least an inch, at least between an inch and a half of rain expected. At least an inch and a half could be on the way between now and the middle of next week. And then, of course, we'll settle into a mainly drier and cooler pattern. Mainly drier, and of course, the Labor Day weekend, the start of the holiday, the start to the Labor Day weekend may still keep things a bit wet, but eventually we will dry out and turn cooler. We dry out and then we'll start to focus on the milder and drier pattern as we go towards the duration of the remainder of the holiday weekend, including the Labor Day holiday itself. And then through the middle of next week, we'll get back into drier and warmer temperatures. Especially about the middle of next week, we'll be back in the mid-90s. We should be back in the mid-90s for daytime highs. Now here, of course, we'll start to see some college football games for starting tomorrow. Including tomorrow afternoon at 4:30 p.m. on ESPN. To have a number of college football games happening tomorrow. Including '25th ranked Boise State in South Florida. That game takes place tomorrow afternoon at 4:30 p.m. Also, tomorrow night at 8, we'll have Nebraska and Cincinnati. So your college football game set up. So ESPN will have a college football doubleheader tomorrow afternoon at 4:30 p.m. 25th ranked Boise State in South Florida, and tomorrow night at 8 p.m. we have Nebraska and Cincinnati on ESPN. And I have more of your college football in tomorrow night's video, and tomorrow night's Facebook Live at night. And also, do not forget this Saturday, August 30th at 6 p.m. on ABC, we'll have Clemson and LSU and Clemson. 9th ranked LSU will face 4th ranked Clemson this coming Saturday at 6:30 p.m. on ABC. And also, a week from tomorrow is when the 2025 NFL season officially begins. This will be next Thursday, September 4th, between the Dallas Cowboys and the Philadelphia Eagles on NBC. Airing at 7:20 p.m. on NBC. That's next Thursday, September 4th, week from tomorrow. Well, finally, this will wrap up my Wednesday night edition of Facebook Live at Night. Once again, my name is Felton Parker. I'm officially signing off here. You guys, and of course, I'll have more about your. I will have more about your expected. I have more about our. I will have more with the expected wet weather and milder temperatures to wrap up the week, and also to begin the Labor Day weekend. Parts of the Labor Day weekend could see rain. Of course, the remainder should be milder and drier. I have your forecast, and also, ladies, with your football lineup. So that will be all that I have for you guys in tonight's video. Once again, my name is Felton Parker. I'm officially signing off for you guys. Have a good night, sleep peacefully, take care of yourselves and each other. Most of all, remain blessed and stay safe. Thank you.